Hi. One of the most important parts of our job as estate agents is to get the sale through from being agreed to exchange of contracts and completion as quickly and as smoothly as possible. So one of the key factors involved in this is choosing the right solicitor. So it's important that you recommend to the buyer and seller a solicitor. In fact, I would go as far as to say not just to recommend a solicitor, but insist they use a good solicitor. So when talking to the seller, you might want to explain the difference between a traditional solicitor and a more modern solicitor or conveyancing company that specialises in conveyancing. So it's important that you know the advantages and disadvantages with both, so you can explain it and convince the owner to use a good solicitor. You are salespeople at the end of the day, so you have got to use a bit of sales skills, but it's actually just pointing out what they need to know. And this is very, very important, because if we get this wrong, it can cause a lot of problems further down the line. So when the seller is talking about their solicitors, if you don't think they're very good, you need to be straight with these people and say it's important we have a good solicitor. So I'd be saying to the seller, look, if we don't have a good solicitor acting on your behalf, it could cause a lot of delays, a lot of problems, a lot of frustration, and ultimately could cause the sale of your property falling through, which is what you don't want. What we do need is, as soon as we find a buyer, we need a contract issuing straight away and exchange of contracts ideally within 4 weeks. So it's essential we have a good solicitor. And then you can recommend some solicitors. So I would explain the difference between a traditional solicitor and one of the solicitors you're going to recommend. So I would say something along these lines. Mr. Seller, one of the problems with a lot of solicitors these days are traditional solicitors who try and do conveyancing. It's a very, very competitive market, and the fees for conveyancing are going down and down and down. And when they've got other jobs to do, this just takes a lower priority. So a lot of solicitors these days are, one minute they're dealing with a matrimonial case, then they're dealing with a criminal case, and then they're having to deal with any conveyancing that's calling on them as well. But that conveyancing job will probably be at the bottom of the pile. Now, it's essential that we use a solicitor that specialises in conveyancing and is available 7 days a week, or when the other solicitors are open. A lot of traditional solicitors, when I ring them, you can't get through to the solicitor, he's with clients, he's at lunch, you leave a message, they don't call you back, and they don't really want estate agents calling them, and they're not really very helpful, and they're not really going to give us any feedback on what the situation is. And that means it's more reliant on the seller, you having to ring your solicitor and chase them and try and get through to them. And obviously, if you're busy, that's going to be time consuming. A lot of these solicitors are also delaying things with using the post, and they're not online, and they're not using the latest technology. So there are other firms out there that are very, very good, and then you need to recommend them. Now, if you're recommending another solicitor, you need to explain the benefits of those solicitors. So I know one of the solicitors we tend to use is My Home Move, and you could say, for example, the benefits of using them. You should have some leaflets or marketing material. I've got a leaflet here. This is a Fine and Country example, but you might get one that's branded My Home Move or Newman Conveyancing or whichever brand. But some of the benefits are that they're no sale, no fee. And you can explain that a traditional solicitor might do all the work. If the sale falls through just before exchange of contracts, you are going to get a bill. But with My Home Move Conveyancing, they work on a no sale, no fee basis. You can explain that My Home Move are open 7 days a week, or they're open till 7 o'clock at night. You can also explain they specialise in conveyancing, that's all they do. And if one person's off ill, there'll be someone else to deal with it. And everything's online, so you've got access to a dashboard, so you can see exactly what's happening. You can scan material or take photographs of information and upload it straight away, not rely on the post. They can tell you what they need. They can make payments online. They also have I'm just going to look through the other benefits, and I've mentioned no move, no fee, but regular updates. They've also got a fixed fee policy. That's important, I believe, because a lot of solicitors, if they have to do extra work, they will charge more money. But once you've got a quote from My Home Move, it's fixed. Another company you might want to recommend is AV Rillo. I've got a leaflet here. So some of the benefits for them is that you can say that a lot of sellers don't move. In fact, on this leaf it says 37% of sellers fail to move. The average is about a third of sales fall through. Avery Rillo, they say that 91% of their sales go through to completion, so only 9% fall through. They've won numerous awards. They also give in fact it says they are the UK's top awarded conveyancer. I know their reviews on Trustpilot are excellent. They also have a money back guarantee, and I know that you can contact them at any time and they get back to you very quickly, and they're very proactive. So I've just wanted to briefly outline some of the benefits there, but you need to know, it could be a local solicitor that you're recommending, but whoever it is, you need to insist that your seller and your buyer use a recommended solicitor that you know is going to do a good job, who's going to be proactive and help you get that sale through quickly and smoothly and through less likely to fall through. So I hope you found that useful. Make sure you're using the right solicitors, and sales can go through a lot smoother.